I'm going to go over a simple basic airlock. This airlock will work on the moon, Mimas, and the asteroid belt. It will not work on any of the others because they have an atmosphere. And it should take you only about 30 minutes to get your your airlock and your basic square room set up so you can start growing food. Sorry for the audio. My sound card put the mic on 2 channels and you'll hear a slight echo at times. You start a world, you're going to be wanting to make some decisions. Do I want to be here? I'm going to go ahead and turn my light off with L, and I'm going to hit 1 and lock the mask. And then get rid of that. Now, I am by no means an expert and should not be taken as such. This is just a tutorial. I've seen a lot of people struggling, trying to get things going. So this is just a little something to help you out. So first we start. One thing I noticed, there's a crater here. I do not want to build in this area. You fall off your platform and you're going to fall in there and it's going to be a constant problem. You want to try to limit your amount of your jetpack usage until you have an option to refill it. Now you can use this tank that's pure oxygen, but I kind of prefer not to mix my oxygen and nitrogen. The way the jetpack works, my flashlight turned on. Oh, okay. The way the jetpack works is it just takes one gas in and lets one gas out. It doesn't matter what gas it is. You could use hydrogen, but I highly suggest you don't, as you might start catching things on fire and explosions, since hydrogen and oxygen mixed together make a big explosion. So, first thing I want to do is I want to come over here and I find a few things. I got my advanced airlock, and I'm going to just be swapping things out with my suit. And I'm going to get rid of this next. I don't need the tablet or the labeler just yet, but I will. For a single airlock design, it really doesn't make a difference. You don't need to label things just yet. You need a sensor, and you need the data disk can wait for the moment. I'm going to take the doors, I'm going to take the console, activate. Alright, and then we're going to come over here. I want the iron frames, iron walls, glass sheets, the solar panel, and I'm using F to swap between my hand and my storage pack. Auto lathe, auto furnace, you don't need any of this stuff. I want to get rid of my tablet, and I'll take the APCs. You only need one for the moment. And what else am I missing here? Not sure. So we're going to look around. I might just throw this anywhere, but what you want to do is look around. You want to stay away from craters. You want to find a smooth spot and bring it down to where I can walk onto that without having to use my jetpack. And then I can even extend it over here so I have another access point. So this actually down here in this ground wouldn't be a bad spot. So I'm going to place a frame, and don't worry about that. Just press Alt, clear. Those are just the bugs in the game. And try to stay out of this hole. Oh, I didn't see that one. That one was hiding, so I can easily cover that up with a frame. Now, on the moon, you've got the sun for a reference. And this side is east, that's where the sunrise is, and that side is west, where the sunset is. So this spot will be my airlock, and since I'm going to cover that hole, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Actually, yeah, I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm not an expert. You just need these 6 and this spot. Now for the moon, there's no atmosphere, so you're going to have to go a little bit smaller because where are we going to get our carbon dioxide to fill this so we can put in plants? And I'll get to that later. And then I'm also going to put in one up here. What's this one for? Well, first we need, I forgot the steel sheets. Oh, you know what? I did, didn't I? I forgot to hit that timer. There it goes. So we're about a couple minutes behind. Don't worry, we'll still make it. I'll extend it over a little bit if it makes you feel better. You don't want to be dropping a whole lot of everything all over the ground. You'll end up losing things. So if you can, try to keep them with you. And as soon as I come up here and I plant my solar panel, I can put those in my pack. This really doesn't make too much of a difference, but remember, if this is east, that's west. I want my data port. You can see the data port right here and the power port here. They can be on the same side, they can be on different sides. It doesn't make a difference which side they're on or anything. What matters is when I chain these together, and I'm going to just run them out in a line, I'm able to connect all the wires together. As for this, if I chain them together, I got to zigzag my wires running around in circles. And glass panels I also forgot, which what I can do is just to get a little extra room, I'm going to take this food. So we will need those. Oh, let's get rid of that food. And put that in. So now we're going to come down here, press 6, grab my cables, power, and I'm going to bring this down. And I'm going to keep bringing it down here a little bit further. I drop to the ground. Yeah, I did. I accidentally dropped my frames off. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I just get it done. And I forget half the time where I put them. My frames are not in there. There's my sheets. But don't worry, even with my mistakes, you should be doing better, so you'll have the advantage. Oh, yeah, right here. This is a perfect example why you don't just drop things all over the ground. So I'm gonna put 2 more in here, and this time I'm setting things right here next to my airlock, so I know anytime, hey, where's this at? Go to the airlock. That's where I can find it. If it's not in my pack, it's in the airlock. I want my sheets. Let's get rid of that. Let's go ahead and weld this up. And this one. And these 2 on the side does not matter. You can do a solid, completely solid all the way through, like this, or just half. It doesn't make a difference. But the bottom one, you want to go ahead and put it in so you don't have to put a wall on the floor. And this, you want to scroll to window. Like I said, this is why we do this on the moon, because I don't have an atmosphere to fill all 6 of those. If you were on Mars, you could fill all 6. If you were on Europa, you could probably fill 10. But keep it simple, just down to a 2x6, no more than. You've got more than enough with extras to be able to with the starting materials to be able to put everything in. None of everything in here is optional where you place it. You can put it on the floor. I don't care. Put it on the roof. But what does matter is that you can connect everything up, and that is the only thing that matters. How you build the console does not matter. It will still be right side up when it's displayed. It's just something in the programming that says only display right side up no matter which way that data port is facing the switch. And if you can kind of see it, that is where your data disk is going to go. So, but it really doesn't matter. A good trick is to turn it sideways, and if you say you put it here, I can connect things off of this line, which is exactly what I want to do. And I've got a sensor, and if you get that bug, just bounce over to another frame and it'll go away. Place your gas sensor in. Grab your cables. Grab out. You don't need your wire cutters at the moment because I'm not cutting into wires. But a good trick is, instead of taking that wire out, if this is yellow, I can just add that to it. It's kind of like taking some wire cutters and some electrical tape and you're splicing into it. So just like that. And this one here, I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna put a junction on this side because, oh no, sorry, that's not gonna work. I need to put an active